to go to Minnesota and Chicago. They have now Seattle tonight. Seahawks are in a very tough division, so Rams can actually clinch tonight. Let's talk about the Packers. They have never won in Seattle. My theory is when you don't have a running game, it's hard to go on the road and win. You can win throwing it at home. You got to have some running game on the road. I like Seattle tonight. What is your takeaway?
Well, I'll start with this. I like Seattle tonight. The Packers do now have a running game with Aaron Jones. But here's the thing about this game. I just don't know if Aaron Rodgers' health will allow him to propel this Packers team the way that he has once done it in the past. And especially when you are going into an atmosphere where you haven't won, you mentioned that, it's hostile. You have all these things that have transpired over the past 2 years. I think the last time they were there, it was the NFC Championship game and that debacle, that fallout. And then the time before that was the Hail Mary, which was not a catch.
This has not been a place of great luck for the Packers.
It has not been. It has not been. And when I see what the Seattle Seahawks have been able to do, they run the ball and they keep the ball out of your best guy's hands. And obviously the Green Bay Packers, their guy that they want the ball in the hands of is Aaron Rodgers. And if you can continue to run the ball against this Packer defense, it's going to be a long night for the Green Bay Packers.
They're relying on a lot of young guys. But this is my takeaway. When Drew Brees signed that monster deal, they went 7-9, 7-9, 7-9. His offensive line got bad and the defense wasn't as good. When Aaron took the money, he's going to play with younger guys for the next 4 or 5 years. They have a great rookie corner, 2 of them. They have a great second-year running back. This is kind of the reality. When you sign up for that fat contract, your team's going to get a little younger. And that's the reality of Green Bay now.
It has to get a little younger, but the Green Bay Packers, what they do is they're typically always a young team because they don't go after free agents. They don't go sign the guys who are on their second contracts, third contracts, 7, 8, 9-year guys. They don't do that. That's not what they do. They birth guys out of the draft. They nurture them. They kind of mold them into who they want them to be to fit their team, and they keep them on that rookie deal. And when you have a guy who takes up a huge piece of the pie like Aaron Rodgers does, that has to be a formula that you have to be successful at. And has it worked?
Well, Drew Brees was able to reboot it. He signed a new deal that was cheaper.
Yes.
And they had back-to-back great drafts where they got multiple stars in the first couple rounds. So, by the way, again, I think it's going to be a rough sled the next 3-4 years with him. I really do for Aaron because he's going to have a very young team.
But you have to the other thing with the Green Bay Packers, they're never so deep, so low in the draft where they get these great opportunities.
They're
to draft
24th.
Exactly. So Drew Brees, he reconstructed his deal, but they also were bad teams, and they were able to pick a lot higher than the Green Bay Packers.
By the way, I heard this bothered you. So this Le'Veon Bell's gone for the Steelers. And so he's out there, and the team rummaged through his stuff. Bud Dupree's a linebacker for Pittsburgh. Let's play the tape here.
I appreciate the clicks, my guy. Appreciate the clicks, my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you the best, man. Wish you success, my guy. But appreciate the clicks, man. I'm taking all off and on, bro. Much love.
You didn't like this.
I did, man. I get it. It's all fun and games. But the message that it sends is that you're gone. We don't really care. And we're going to rummage through everything that you got. That, number one, if I were selling my home, and I had family that lived in the area, and because I said I'm selling my home and I'm not moving, I'm not coming back, they just go in my house, take the furniture out, and start rummaging through everything. No, that's stealing. Like I didn't tell you could go in there and do that. What they're doing, that's his home. When you spend as many hours as we do as professional athletes with your teammates within this walls of the locker room, that is your home. That is your sacred place. You put pictures up, you do different things in your own locker room to make it your own. And for them to go through his locker like that, that's not cool, man. I mean, I get they're making light of it, but that's you can't do that.
All right.
Don't do that.
So when you left Green Bay, what happened to your locker?
I emptied it out. After we got back from San Francisco. We suffered the loss out here in the Bay Area. The next day, I had a big black trash bag, and I was
So you knew you were gone.
I was gone.
Because they weren't going to pay you.
I'm emptying everything.
They weren't
out.
going to pay you.
Absolutely. I mean, all the media is there, and they're like, "What? Come on, guys. You know what time it is. I don't have to talk. It's just that's just reality."
You were petty, or were you
No,
just?
I wasn't petty.
You were professional.
I was professional.
But
That's
you were
what,
leaving.
I mean, everyone cleans out their locker at the end.
Can
of
I
the
tell you? Can I
year.
tell you a little story? When because I knew I was leaving the other place before, so I didn't want anybody to notice. I've never told anybody this, so I thought because I had a desk with a bunch of stuff, and I would just take a picture a day for about 3 weeks. That's what I did. Seriously. In fact, I wouldn't put a for sale sign up in front of my home because Steve Levy, the anchor guy at ESPN, lived like 2 houses down, and I'm like, I don't want the word to get out. I'm looking. So I had people come see my home, but you had to schedule a visit, and I would go to my office and take 1 picture out a day. So over the course of 3 weeks, nobody would notice that. So I'm manipulative.
Yeah, I mean,
You just went in and just.
I mean, well, everybody else has bags out too.
All right.
So
Hey, if Seattle, I was saying this 5 years ago, if I said cool head coach, emerging star quarterback, culture, coolest brand on the West Coast, stars are on defense, you'd be like, oh, Seahawks. Like today, that's the Rams. Talk about culture, stars are on defense, cool coach everybody wants to be, emerging star quarterback. Like, it's over, right? Like, it's the Rams division, right? It's over.
it is the Rams division. It is, but to say and I would never say that they have reached the level of height that the Seahawks were able to accomplish, because what they were able to do in their run, and every team has a run.
They only won a Super Bowl.
Every team isn't the New England Patriots where they're going to have this double-decade run.
So if the Rams win 1 Super Bowl, get to 2 and win 1, you think they're happy? Do you think they'll do that?
I don't think they're happy. It's hard to say, will they do that? It's when you look at this NFC conference, it's just tough. And you look at the New Orleans Saints, what they were able to do to the Rams. Can they come out here and win? Yes, I believe so. So I think the road is tougher for the Rams. The Seahawks prided themselves on defense. And when I look at the Rams, they have a ton of big names on defense. But their defense has been nowhere close to what we would have thought it could be on paper.
No. You can run right at the Rams.
Absolutely. And that's the heart of their defense.
Aaron
Donald.
You can run right at them.
I think I saw something that was kind of, I mean, not that Aaron Donald, don't get me wrong, unbelievable player, arguably the best defensive player in the game. He had like 35 tackles, 12 and a half of those are sacks. He don't care about stopping the run. Let me get that quarterback.
Some of that's true.
Yeah.
Dominic and Sue, by the way, kind of freelances for sacks as
100%.
well.